All right, for this video, let's dive in to where all Mythweavers should start. And the starting location is going to be your quest log. So that's this file here. You can see the name is cut off, but you can actually change up here if you wanted to see the full names. So there's your name, Writing Club quest log. So I'm going to click into that. And as long as you can get here, as long as you can get to this page, you're going to be good. This has everything you'll ever need on it on this page. So if you're ever confused and you're like, I don't know where to go, always go to your quest log, and that will eventually get you to where you need to go to the other resources. And you'll see in the quest log, this is also where the weekly quests will be. And I will be putting them there after or right before each of the each weekly Monday session that we have over Zoom. So that's where you can find all this information. And then if I need you to go somewhere else, like for example, this week's is story outline and it has example outline, I will link it to your specific outline. So you could always be like, what do I need to do? I need to go and write in this outline. Well, I'm going to link it for you. I'm going to try and make it as easy for you as possible. The other great tools you have here is you will have access to all of your documents. Now, yours is going to be named a little different. It's going to say like Ryan's young adult novel part 1, notes for Ryan's book, outline for Ryan's book. That's because I have a name for my book, and so I've named it. You won't have the name yet, and so once you name your book, you can rename all your files, but that's why mine is called Time Breachers, because I'm a little bit ahead of you guys. So you'll be able to find each of your files there, but you can also just find them in your folder, right? You won't have a private, but you will have each one of these. And you can create more files if you want to. You can always just create more Google Docs and do whatever you want with it. It's up to you. But that's where you'll find all of these, but you'll also find them mimicked here in this document. What you'll also have is these other resources. So the first one is going to be a link to the presentations. So if you're ever like, I want to go review what Ryan talked about in Zoom, this is the place to go. You'll be able to find all the previous weeks and all the information that we talked about in here. So the current week, whatever we're currently doing, will always be on top. And so you can see here was like this week, we talked about story outline. And so that's why it's here. Then there is a section below it, which says previous weeks. The first couple are just an introduction to Mythweavers always. They will give you additional resources we talked about. We'll have the different authors on there. And then you'll have week 1, which was the elevator pitch itself. So if you wanted to go back further in time, I have all of the weeks they're going to be on here. And then you can even, if you want to get ahead, you can look at upcoming weeks, but I wouldn't recommend doing that because I'll be changing them quite often. So the other benefit of coming on here is you can go to the authors here, find them on these slides, and then click on her stuff, or you can click on our stuff in order to find their documents. So like, let's say you want to go find all of Abby's stuff. You want to go read her book. Well, you can find it here in the slides. You can click her stuff, and there you go. There's all of Abby's stuff, and then you can find her book, and you can start reading it. So that's the first way. The second way is in your quest log, there is a link to all stuff. And if you click on that, this will show you everything, which you will have the templates that is part of your stuff. You'll have the weekly agenda, the Google Slides that we go through. You'll have the resources for writers, which I highly recommend checking out. Just a bunch of resources for you and tips and things. And then you'll have every one of the writers, all the Mythweavers, individual folders, which will have all their stuff. So again, you can find that under all stuff. All right. That about covers it. If you need to, you can also find my stuff over here, which is your own stuff, going back to that folder. And then you have the resources for writers if you need to access it there. So that's navigating around the Mythweavers folders.